7 o'clock, we'd like to start the meeting with a salute to the flag. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call by the clerk, please.
Trustee Dudash?
Here.
Trustee Pringle?
Here.
Trustee Reno?
Here.
Trustee Falk? Here. Treasurer Shonka?
Here.
Clerk Davis here. Supervisor Lewandowski?
Here. This is the approval of the January 20th, 2025 meeting minutes.
I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes.
Motion by Pringle, is there support?
I'll support.
Support by Dudash. Is there any discussion regarding the minutes? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Public comments. Anyone wishing to address the board on any non-agenda item, this is your time to do so, and that we ask that you state your name and address, and the meeting's being recorded for future use.
Could this include agenda items?
Pardon me?
Could this also include agenda items as well?
You got something you want to comment on the agenda item?
Sure, yeah, I guess you said it's a filing of the ordinance number 255, the
Can you keep it to 3 minutes though tonight?
understood, regulation of storage containers. I guess my question is, are these like the smaller storage containers or are these the bigger ones with like the ones that like are bigger than a house in some cases? If it's the latter ones, I mean, I guess my only concern is because you mentioned the thing about the pets. I know we have a pet problem, at least from my perspective, in at least where I live, we have a lot of stray cats and stuff like that. My concern is, I understand that cats can't live in storage containers because it's a humanitarian issue. Obviously, like, there's lack of sunlight and stuff like that. However, I guess one of my concerns would just be, because I would do things like I put a box out, there'd be kittens in the box, and sometimes because I have a cat issue kind of in my own home where I have to sort of now figure out like where to put a lot of the cats, and so I like put them like in my yard and stuff, and so I mean, I'm assuming if this is just the bigger containers, it wouldn't be an issue, but if it's the smaller containers that would include boxes, then I guess my concern is for someone like me who's combating an overcrowding of cats currently in my own home, and so I'm trying to like sell them currently or trying to get them to people who care for that and stuff like that. So
We're talking about the like shipping containers.
oh, okay, understood. Okay, shipping container. I guess my only concern with that would be that is just that I understand like you want to limit them because you don't have too much on land and they're very big. I guess my only concern is if there would be problems regarding lack of storage. Maybe I think that's already discussed, but if that would become an issue, maybe we could revisit at a later point. Maybe we could look at how much storage we need with these storage containers, if we could increase them or decrease them or what have you. But just thought I would just throw that out there then, if that's the case. So,
Anyone else?
Michelle Brown, Ravenswood Road, Port Huron Township. December 2nd, I was present. I was listed as no name in the minutes, and I also requested video recordings of the township board meetings. I'm here voluntarily, but I think the board could take ownership of that. December 16th, I was also listed as no name, and I also requested at that meeting for video recordings to happen. Today, I'm asking for video recordings for the township to take ownership of that. The YouTube channel that I started had 74 views, so there is some interest, and you guys look really great. So I hope that you consider that.
Okay. Ma'am in the back.
Beth Fortin, 36th Street. I have a concern for the waste management containers that we have now. They're very heavy to pick up and to transport back and forth. I've contacted them. They said that they would give a smaller container, but then it wouldn't equivalent to 96 gallons. And it would cost more if I wanted to multiply my units as opposed to getting 2 units to equal out to 96. And then also before you could put stuff out to the curb. Now you can only do it on the first Friday of the month. If it's a bulky item, you have to call in advance to do that also. You used to not be able to. My concern is that now we're going to have a whole bunch of trash everywhere, dumping again, like we used to, before we could put anything out to the curb without having any issues. And now my father-in-law also complains about how heavy the containers are. So and Waste Management does not care. You call them, they do not treat you like a customer. They do not care at all. And I said, if this is you as treating us as a customer, you have zero respect.
Okay, if you would like to call me, we can talk about it in more depth.
Yeah.
Just call the office here. And we can see what the issues are and see what we can do about it. Now, did you say your parents?
My father-in-law also lives next door, and he just leaves his out there, and he has his tipped over now. He's like, I'm not even using them. He's like, I told them to come and pick them up. He's like, they're too heavy for me. I've called them, complained, and
So
they
96,
do not care.
So would a smaller container work for him?
I mean, he's stubborn. So honestly, he would rather just put out his white garbage bag that he has set out there for the umpteen years that he's lived there, and they just pick up the garbage bag and move on with life. Which obviously that's
They're
not going
gonna
to
stop
happen.
doing
But
that. Right.
and now they're requiring you have to put it in the green container, and if anything's sitting outside of it, they will not pick it up.
Right.
So if you happen to I don't know, sick or something and don't take out your trash, then you have 2 weeks worth of garbage. It's not all going to fit in one container. And they want to charge you more if you want a second container. And if you put it in the recycled one, even though it's clean and it's just trash, concealed trash bag, they put a flag on the side of it and say no.
If you put what in the recycling? Your regular
Trash, just regular trash. Not
No,
like
okay.
if you had extra, like, okay, it doesn't fit in the 96 gallon. Well, I'm not going to hold on to this trash till now 3 weeks worth of garbage. You put it in there, even though it's concealed, they won't take it then either because it's not recyclable. And they want to charge you more to have an additional can.
Right.
And you go to any other, like, townships and that, they all have 2 per household. First, Port Huron Township has 1 per household. And I know of a family that has a family of 5 and they're overfilling it. It's not enough for 1 week's worth of garbage for those who have more than just 2 people living in their home.
Right. Kind of my thought on the garbage is if, like I had someone call me that says, I got 8 people in my house, 1 can's not gonna do it. Well, if you got 8 people in your house, maybe, I'm just using the extreme.
Yeah, no, go
Maybe
ahead.
they should pay for an extra can so that not everybody else that 1 can, that for the 90% of the people that 1 can will work, should have to pay for the excess garbage that someone else might be.
Maybe you should send out a mailing when you send out the water bill and ask how many people would use it and then put the tally in that pool. Because not everybody's going to come to this meeting. Not everybody's going to listen. More people are going to complain. More people are going to put trash where it was down in vacant lots. And there's a lot of vacant lots by me. And they cleaned up since you guys used to be able to pick up trash that was there. But now that you're going to only fits in this and only on the first Friday, we're going to have major problems.
We'll evaluate as things progress. But feel free to give me a call and we can try to see if there's anything we can do to help you with a smaller can or whatnot. Is there anything else, anyone?
Chris Carl, 1776 Campo. Trash cans. Right now, my mother's trying to get the smaller cans, but again, she's getting screwed. She's only getting 1 small can. She should be getting 2 cans that equate to 96 if that's going to be the deal. I still need another recycling can. Right now, I'm burning my cardboard in the fireplace, but when it gets warm outside, I'm going to be burning it outside. So, does my burning permit cover me to burn trash outside? I'm assuming that you guys would be paying me a visit for that. You're not gonna want me burning my trash. So I need this extra recycling can, and we're only a family of 4. And like I said, I need more. I had 4 cans. 96 does, the math doesn't add up. I'm over 100. I need an additional can. Eventually, if I stop coming, the squeaky wheel leaves, don't get no grease, and life goes on. But there's still a few of us that don't want to tolerate this stuff. I could have put my trash in my mother's can if that's a stupid option, but I haven't. But now that she's going to a smaller can, it's not an option. So
Talking trash or recycling?
recyclables, anything. I could have used her can either green or yellow and got my waste that way, which not everybody has that option, and I won't have that forever because she's 80 or getting there. Yeah, better start looking at a new trash pickup.
Well, we're not gonna go back to just throwing all the trash out in
We
the road.
better figure something out, because to do this in the middle, like you did, I could run for election for your position, I could probably win. But I don't feel like sitting up there and dealing with this kind of a problem.
Mhm.
But since this problem was created under your watch, you gotta fix it. But like I said, I strongly believe that if I wanted to, I could give you a run for your money. It is what it is, and a lot of people in the township, they're hearing it, they're seeing it. And if I came at it with a calm attitude and everything, and went house to house, we could have a nice bath.
Okay.
So anyways, we move on from the trash to the canal. Has James Freed contacted you?
I talked to him today.
Oh yeah, what's he looking for, some money?
He was discussing where they were at with the canal,
Okay,
and he kinda threw that out there. If I heard anything about the canal, from residents or voters or whatnot complaining, I go, nope, the only thing I heard was, don't give them $1, and I'm not going to.
thank you very much. I suggest that you continue to give the amount of money that you were giving them to dig it out. Wasn't there a partnership between us?
Yeah, and I understand that.
Okay, and then if that cost goes up a scotch, I can see you giving them a little bit more. But they're the ones that failed to have insurance, and more insurance. They only had about $125 grand on that thing. Shame on them.
Right, they sure got a hell of a lot more ARPA money than we did.
So there you go, and it's what they're doing with it. The pocket park, I don't know if you follow along, they don't do good things with their money. I don't know if you guys hire body construction, but I'd be careful. Whoever he hired to do that canal project, it's been a slow go. He keeps making these promises, they're not gonna happen. I put money on that. He's not gonna get it done. And that company doesn't have a website.
Which company?
Whatever one he hired, it was the bottom of the bill, somebody out of Oxford or something.
Do the canal?
To do the gate, the removable gate, and they gotta block it off so they can do the work to the canal, so they gotta put in the removable gate and all that, so. But no, that's all on them. I don't want my tax dollars going to him for that. The last thing he said to me in when I called him out on something, he told me to go back to my township. Well, if that's the case, I wanna take my tax dollars with me, cause I actually work in their city and I give them money every year, and I'm really not happy with their roads. There's a lot of complaints there. So, other than the trash thing out here, keep our township nice.
Like I said, we'll continue to monitor the trash situation, and
I'm in a rough situation because Jared lives right across the street, so if I start burning my trash, you guys are gonna know about it right away. So I'm not gonna do that.
all right. Anyone else? All right, move on. New agenda items. Fire chief's report.
Good evening. Thanks for having me this week. I'm doing a training for a neighboring agency, and it's the same date of my usual board meeting. So, last month we responded to 80 incidents. We did have 11 fires. That's not all in the township mutually. And the only notable incident in the township, we had a structure fire at 3100 block of Range Road. The crews found heavy fire involvement when we got there. Kind of late detection. It was snowy out. Nobody was really driving by. But the entry crew was able to suppress the fire in a timely manner. moderate damage to the house, but everybody got out safe and the situation was resolved in an hour.
Alright.
That's all I got for you guys.
Anyone have any questions for Chief Percy?
How do you like that new fire truck?
It's nice. We're training on it, getting all the driver's training and stuff done. That way we can get it in service. So making everybody at least have an hour and a half drive time and an hour's worth of pumping on it. And so we have a road course set up throughout the township. That way they're, doing different turns, merging on the freeway, exiting the freeway, and then just doing some tight turns down at Bakersfield. So far so good.
Alright. Thank you. Item B, approve final reading of ordinance number 255, regulation of storage containers. For those of you that are new, we approve it a first reading and a second reading, and then after the second reading, it goes into effect. So I need a motion to approve the final reading of ordinance number 255 regarding storage containers.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Reno, is there support?
I'll support it.
Support by Falk. Is there any discussion?
Yeah. Got a couple questions. In the first part of it, part one, we didn't list that it can't contain hazardous material. At least I don't see it in this writing. Oh, yes, I do. I'm sorry, I missed over. It's on J. And then in part two, we say for one container, you have to have a minimum of 5 acres. But up in part one, we don't say there's a minimum of anything for one container.
Two different districts.
Two different.
Commercial and residential.
Oh, okay. Guess that answers the question there. And nowhere do we limit the exact size. Are we gonna go for a 43-footer as well as 20-footer?
Would you like to comment on that, John?
Our understanding is, Donnie, that it's any of there's different size containers. What we're concerned about is the overseas containers that you see that are for sale. I don't know if they're 20-foot or 40-foot, it don't matter. It's a storage container. And then that's what we don't want is people stacking them, making buildings out of them.
Mm-hmm.
Commercially, they use them on their lots, and they can have, based on the size of their lot, they can have 2.
Okay.
But they,
Well, let's go back to the size, because under certain ordinances, if you leave the wheels on the big ones, they can put them out. Leave the wheels on them, play them all the time, they can still use them as storage.
Where's that at?
Off in Birchville and Fort Gratiot, because that's what, one of the businesses up there, they have 5 of them stacked right beside each other, using them as a warehouse.
Semi-trailer?
Symmetry. It's out of Jack Smith, and we were, what was his name? He's the guy that always certified trailer, Toad Smith.
We're not allowing.
we don't allow that anymore. We already had somebody who wanted to do that.
We got, it doesn't have, okay,
That's not allowed, like semi-trailers. No.
all right.
Semi-trailers, if it's in like a industrial.
Yeah,
It's
not
different.
not residential.
Right, okay. Well, we're just calling one residential, one commercial, I was just making sure. Okay, answer my questions.
All right. Anyone else have any discussion?
Any of the storage containers that are in place today, they're not grandfathered in, or?
I'm not aware of any. Maybe the township is, but I haven't seen any.
I'm just curious.
I mean, there are some on like businesses.
Businesses have them.
Yeah.
We know of, yeah.
And those, I mean, like they can have 2 of them. They've always had that. We just clarified that in the ordinance.
seen some on up in residential.
There's one down in Minnesota.
So my trailer flat.
My wife would not be happy it's on pocket storage container.
I know it's, I don't know what's there, it's full of siding.
Is there any further discussion regarding this? Seeing none, roll call by the clerk, please.
Reno,
Yes.
Bulk,
Yes.
Kringle,
Yes.
Dudash,
Yes.
Shonka,
Yes.
Davis, yes, Lewandowski.
Yes. Approval of bills.
Make a motion, we approve the prepaid bills in the amount of $1,998,917.47.
Motion by Shonka, is there support?
I'll support it.
Support by Reno. Is there any discussion regarding the prepaid, prepaids? Seeing none, roll call by the clerk.
Shonka,
Yes.
Reno,
Yes.
Bulk,
Yes.
Dudash,
Yes.
Kringle,
Yes.
Davis, yes, Lewandowski.
Yes.
Make a motion that we approve the current bills in the amount of $100,932.47.
Motion by Shonka to pay the current bills. Is there support?
Support.
Support by Falk. Is there any discussion regarding the current bills? Seeing none, roll call by the clerk.
Shonka,
Yes.
Bulk,
Yes.
Dudash,
Yes.
Reno,
Yes.
Kringle,
Yes.
Davis, yes, Lewandowski.
Yes. Board correspondence. Anybody have anything?
I had SimCog. We spent a bunch of money, none for our township, but the county got money. The city's gonna get a lot of road improvement, and then, improvement of boardwalks along the, Lakeside Beach. Money out for, the M roads. We didn't get any for here, for Lapeer, but I don't think we need any in our section of Lapeer anyhow, because it's M21 estate,
94.
right, it's all covered, and,
County road now.
I brought to you, the president's thing on cutting off funds. The green stuff is out, except for where it's green improvement on road structures. That's still, money's still in there, so we can go on to that. And they're spending a lot of that money on roundabouts all over the 7-county area of Simcoe. Lots of roundabouts. And it's amazing the difference in costs from one area to another based on where they're at. It could be, $160,000 to $1.6 million for a roundabout, basically the same size. Just property, you have to buy that.
Speaking of roundabouts, I was in Oakland County down here.
Oh, yeah.
Baldwin Road and 75, and we're going down Baldwin Road, and I bet you within a mile, we went through,
Eight.
you felt close to it. I
Yeah.
was gonna say at least 6. But that's where the feds are giving money. If you go to reconstruct a normal signalized crossing, they won't give you any money. The county can get money for roundabouts.
They say it saves gas, so therefore it's green. The problem is, it's teaching people, and it's not young people. Young people like roundabouts. It's the +60 group. They literally have set up schools where they take the gymnasium and they make a roundabout in a gymnasium, and then you walk you through the senior citizens. Teach them that they don't have to stop at every yield sign. Just because there's a yield sign for an entrance doesn't mean you have to stop it once you're in there. That's what I found the biggest problem is. They get in there, then they want to stop at every entrance ramp into it, which clogs them up.
It's changed. I ran into it.
But they've been around since Roman time. The Romans invented it.
Anyone else have any board correspondence?
The only question I have is that on the Maywood substation, like if for some reason we don't get the grant,
I got another question.
Sure.
On that new sewage roll-up door they're going, it's got in the paper that we're gonna give them $15,000 to help pay for that?
Mhm.
Okay. Do they have to come to explain to us why the cost is so doggone high?
Well, it's not like they're replacing it,
The
they're
building.
putting it in.
Yeah, I know that.
You got the brick wall, and you got it. It's not just putting in the door as far as,
Yeah, I've been to that building quite a few times.
yeah.
It's not a rebar wall where they're gonna have to bring in a explosive exert to crack the wall so they can cut it open.
No, but you still have to put
Okay.
a hole in the wall structurally support it.
Did I hear you say we're not gonna help pay for the canal reconstruction? Are we still?
I may say it would be no, do you have,
What's that?
I would say no,
I would say,
okay.
yeah, just double checking our tracks.
I just figured that's the way we're going, so.
Okay.
All right, other board correspondence is, DPW superintendent and I we had a company come in and do an inspection of our tower, and our water tower, and they're gonna, give us an idea what it's gonna cost to repaint and do a few upgrades to it that it needs. Some are OSHA required upgrades, but, we're gonna go to Lansing on Wednesday. Basically, I call it a trade show where they have a bunch of these companies that do all kinds of municipal, whether it's water, sewer work or whatnot, and we're gonna see if we can't talk to a couple other companies.
Do we have to maintain anything on the interior of that, or is it,
The inside needs to be painted.
that's what the paint is, the inside?
And, well, we're gonna do the
The
outside.
outside also, I knew that, but I didn't know if there was something special you had to do inside it.
Yep. And in fact, some of the safety apparatuses that are in it now are no longer acceptable. So, when you go up the ladder, there's a cage around you. And,
Maybe a place for your plane.
no, well, that cage that goes around you, they've deemed that that is not a good idea for the fact that if someone is up there and say the fire department has to come and help them out, the only way they can get back out is if they come all the way down through the cage and they can't be picked from. So, and another thing we got is this rail system that rides up the center of the ladder. You put yourself in a harness and you hook the harness to this thing and it kind of like, you gotta pull it up as you go. And that is not allowed anymore. Matter of fact, when the guys come to inspect it, they're using they'll go up it, but they're using, you tie off, when you go up, you tie off, then you take this one off, then you go up, tie this one above, just keep doing that until you're up to the top. So there's some, it's been in operation now for probably, what, almost 20 years? Really
Yeah, I can remember, yeah, it's,
So, it's been longer than 20 years. So,
it's pretty close to it. I can remember, my son went over and opened the valve. He was just looking at it all, the first time when they built it.
yep. So,
It's probably between 20 and 25 years.
also, tomorrow, we're gonna be talking to our engineers for, this project's been before us before as far as, replacement of water mains east of 24th Street,
Yeah, on one plant.
Elmwood Plat, then south of the viaduct. And, I was talking to a representative from Representative McLean's office, and that 6.5 estimated total project. I think if we maybe try to scope that down and maybe do get some money from McLean's office where I got the $1.5 million for the sewer station. That's $6.5 million is a lot of money all at once. So
I know
pare it down a little bit.
some of that's 4-inch stuff now.
Well, it's not so much the problem with 4-inch, it's cast. And cast over time will choke down. So, we're gonna try to find some money.
One, couple more things I forgot on Simcock, 24th Street, we have no, Township doesn't touch between Dove and Nerd, is it?
No, but what you're saying is the township on the west side doesn't touch 24th Street for the last,
From Dove Street on.
from Dove
South.
Street up to the next block north.
Cool.
Where that hydraulic,
That hydraulic
place is. or-
Yeah,
factory.
but going south we don't, they're gonna do a diet on it. You got the money approved for a diet,
Well,
go
us,
from 5 to 3.
us and the road commission and the city have been talking for a few years now about putting Water Street on a diet. 3-lane it.
They wanted, they bought that here long, 10 years ago almost now, but they wanted to, from the expressway, they wanted to know if we'd be interested in.
I approached them first.
Yeah.
And
From the bike, well, they bought it when, as soon as the bike path got on the expressway,
right.
then they wanted, and that got their interest.
Yep, and just so you know, Marysville's doing a couple diets, Gratiot and, Boucher,
Boucher.
and Boucher, Grandma Road. That- Down to 3. And that's been all approved.
Right. They say a 3-lane road like that with a turn lane and 2 other lanes going each way is safer than having a 4-lane road.
Yeah. Well, I know years ago they did it to North River Road, and
That's been fine.
yeah.
Yeah,
So, and don't forget our meeting Wednesday night
Wednesday night.
at the road commission.
I'll be in Simcoe in the morning, but up there, Justice 40 is that day.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be in Lansing, but I'll be back in time for that.
They want me to start going to all the, like on February 19th, we're all invited down to 100 McMorrin for Simcoe is going to have another regional and it's going to be in Port Huron.
Okay.
So everybody's invited.
What time's
Luncheon
that?
is served.
What time's that done?
You would ask me that. Look that up real quick. I know there's a lunch in there, so it's gotta be right around the lunchtime, St. Clair Outreach. From 1:30 to 3
Okay, on the 19th.
on the 19th, yep,
Okay.
and it's at the, they say the municipal center, so it must be
100,
100
that's the city building.
at the Civic Building.
Anyone else have anything?
Yeah, just wanted to comment, it was wonderful this weekend with all that snow, seeing the kids on the sledding hill at the Lions Park. There were a lot of kids out there, so that was great to see that.
Anyone else? Ask for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Pringle, support by
I'll second it.
Dudash. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.